Hi, I'm Mark. This is my November review for Sagittarius Sun sign and Sagittarius rising. We start the month with a positive aspect from Mercury to Jupiter. Now Jupiter's in that third house of yours, so a good time to get all those mundane tasks organised and to get things finished and tidied up. Then on the 2nd we have a square to Pluto in the 2nd, so keep an open mind about finances and maybe something that comes up today that opens your eyes to something new. On the 4th we have a new moon. Now the new moon's in Scorpio, so it's a very intense emotional new moon, and it's also in your 12th house. Now the 12th house is the house of Pisces, so again it's a very intuitive feel to this new moon. Now being in Scorpio, it's also opposite Taurus, which is where Uranus is sitting, so there could be some disruptions or some quick form changes coming from the 6th house. That's your daily routines or your work, so you may have to reschedule things, but it's also a good chance to put new things into place, new regimes, new schedules, and look at health, diet, fitnesses, that type of thing. With the new moon being in the 12th house, it's about recharging your batteries, taking some time out, relaxing a little bit before the new moon is in your sign of Sagittarius next month, and there'll be a lot of energy and power to deal with next month. On the 5th, Venus leaves your sign and moves into Capricorn. Now in Capricorn, that's the 2nd house, so Venus rules the 2nd house through the association with Taurus. So she's very happy here, so this is fortunate for finances, and it's very good for possessions, for attracting things, material things to you. Mercury changes sign as well, it moves into Scorpio, but this is your 12th house, so Mercury will be a little bit subdued here. So communication will still take place, but it'll be more intense, it'll be on a deeper level, it'll be a time when you have got little time for frivolous conversations. You want to have deep and meaningful conversations. On the 9th we have a challenging aspect because Mars makes a square to Saturn. Now Mars is in that house of the unconscious, 12th house. Saturn's in the 3rd house. This is all to do with your mind. There's something, there may be something that's blocking you, holding you back. And it's maybe an unconscious fear, it may be a real fear, or it may be something that's limiting you, from stopping you from achieving your full potential. Now you've got 4 days working with this, so if you can find out what this blockage is and you can limp and release it, then you'll remove the limitations. Otherwise you need to proceed cautiously with care. When Saturn and Mars are in square aspect, it's like trying to drive the car with the brake on. It's not going to move at any speed at all, it's barely going to move at all. So 4 days when you need to sit back, see if you can unblock this blockage. On the 12th is a day when you may have some kind of spiritual insight, some kind of messages from the spirit realm coming through, because the Sun in the 12th makes an aspect to Neptune. Neptune's in the 4th house of the home and the past, so there could be a link here with ancestors from the past, past lives. Any of these things could crop up on this day. You could have a dream, you could have insights, your sensitivity will be incredibly heightened. Then on the 13th, it's a very different day. The mental faculties will be more involved as we have Mercury making opposition to Uranus. Now Uranus is the higher energy form of Mercury, so your mind will be buzzing. It'll be hard to concentrate, and there may be a lot of distractions or disruptions going on. On the 15th, Venus makes a square to Chiron, and Chiron's in the 5th house. Venus in the 2nd, so there's a chance to heal past wounds to do with love and finances. Also there could be a blockage, creative blockage, that you can heal on this day as well. Then on the 15th we have an aspect that will spur you back into action. We've had a few days when the aspects have been a little bit challenging, but now we have a positive aspect between the Sun and Jupiter, so you can really concentrate now and get the ball rolling again. On the 16th is a good day for looking at your financial situation and making reforms and changes that will improve your life going forward. The other aspect on that day is an opposition between Mars and Uranus. Now, if you've found out what this blockage was in the previous aspect with Saturn, then this is a time when you'll be able to free it. You've got 4 days of this aspect and you can find another direction or find a way around this blockage. This is a good time to work with this now. Now, if you're not able to do this and the tension builds up, it's a little bit like a pressure cooker. The lid may blow off. So you just need to be aware that if you're not making progress, that you need to divert your energy into some form of exercise. Also on the 16th we have the second largest aspect of the year coming into orb. This is the sextile between Saturn and Chiron. This is the third time these two have come together. The first connection was in February, the second was in June, and now we have the third and final coming together, which will be exact on the 26th of November. Now, this aspect will help us to understand what's happened over the last year. All the things that have gone on, we need to gain an understanding of it. For you, particularly Saturn in the 3rd house, sextiling Chiron in the 5th house, there may have been limitations around your social activities. There may have been limitations to your creative side, and there may have been limitations regarding your communications and your everyday movement around your locale. Now these could all have created a wound, and it's a good time to heal this wound now, to understand what has happened, why people have to make the decisions they have to make, and why as a whole we need to heal this situation and move on next year. Now the main lesson that this aspect has to teach us is to trust in our own inner authority. So hopefully we'll learn this and we'll be able to move on. On the 18th we have 2 trine aspects. So this will be a great day, positive energy. Mercury making an aspect to Neptune. So this is a day when you'll get divine inspiration, maybe coming through from the unconscious or the spirit realms. And there may be ideas that come through that you can make changes around your home and make it a more pleasant place to live. Then with Venus also making a trine to Uranus, there's an opportunity to change your routine slightly. Do something different, do something in a different way or at a different time. And also it might be a good idea now with Venus in this position to make your workplace a more pleasant environment. On the 19th we have our full moon lunar eclipse. Now this happens in Taurus and this is in your 6th house. Now the eclipse series belongs to the Saros 5 South series, and this series is renowned for bringing joyous occasions, new events or something to make you really happy, some good news. So this could happen, and this is all around the 6th house. This could be to do with your routines, could be to do with diet, fitness, exercise, could be to do with your work, it could be to do with your working conditions. So there could be improvements and good news about any of these. The thing is for you is to decide what it is you want to concentrate on. It could be that you want to work for a new job, it could be that you want to change your diet or do some exercise, get yourself fitter. Whatever it is, you need to help this full moon along by making these decisions as early as possible. Otherwise you can come into a sticky patch where things don't quite pan out and you have to then make sudden changes. So keep up to date, keep things fresh, keep making those changes as soon as you can. The day after the eclipse there'll be a buoyant mood as Mercury makes a positive aspect to Jupiter in the 3rd house. You'll be in a good mental state. And then we have the aspect between Venus and Mars. This lasts for 12 days. This is very good for your finances. This is when you put time and energy into improving them or making money. We also have love in the air with these two. And if you're not in a relationship, you've got 12 days now that you may meet someone new. If you're in a relationship, it's a good time to bring the more spiritual side into your daily relationship and improve things on that side and find a deeper, more spiritual love. Mars in that 12th house also means there could be messages coming through from the unconscious, or there could be dreams that bring forth messages as well. On the 22nd, it's all changed because the Sun moves into your sign of Sagittarius and into your first house. So things will start to happen now. There'll be boundless opportunities for you to look at, but you need to keep your eyes and ears open. Be aware of these. When the Sun connects to the South Node between the 22nd and the 27th, we have a connection here with both nodes, because the North Node will be in opposition. Now, the South Node is about our talents, our experiences, everything we've learned in this life and in previous lives. And we need to put that to good use and work towards the North Node. Now, the North Node in your 7th house is about other people, so we need to work towards other people and joining with other people. We can do more with someone else than we can on our own, and that's the way to achieve. Now, Mercury also moves into your sign and makes the same aspect, so this makes it last for 5 days. Now, the Sun and Mercury together is also good for communication. It's also good to network and get along with people. It's a very sociable side in Sagittarius as well. Now, Sagittarius and Jupiter is about growing, evolving, learning as much as you can. So this is all going to take on a different level at this point with this connection with the Moon's nodes. There'll be things happening, there could be synchronistic events that happen that will point you and lead you in the right direction. So just keep your eyes and ears open and be aware of what's going on around you and any opportunities that may pop up. We finished the month on a very positive and dynamic note, because we have 2 minor grand trines. Now, the first one is a trine between Mars and Neptune. This is in the water signs. So this is a very emotional, sensitive trine, and this is sextiled by Venus. So you've got Venus sextile on both ends of this, making a triangle. Now, this aspect is very dynamic, and it's going to stir your imagination, your creativity. You're going to get messages coming through from the unconscious or the spirit world. So there's plenty of guidance here for what you should be doing. Then the second one is between the Sun and Chiron. Now, this is across your 1st and 5th house. This again is very creative. This one's in fire. So fire is the life-giving force. This will stir you into action, get you actually doing things. And this is balanced with 2 sextiles from Saturn. So the organisation and the structure of Saturn will help you to use your creativity, use your initiative to really get things going. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed the November review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'll be glad to hear from you. And happy birthday to all you November Sagittarians.